Hi, this is being recorded, and I am Laura Simpson with Web Luminary for a tip on domain names or URLs, as you probably call them. This is what you people click to find you on the internet. So I am www.webluminary.com, and I've seen some issues with people picking their name because they only think about what name resonates with them in terms of just the name itself, a business name. But then when it comes to doing their website, they say, oh no, I can't get aimhighink.com. That's taken. What do I do? So this is what you should do. Um, okay, so first of all, I have a friend who picked a name that is competitive. So the first thing I would do is before you order a bunch of business cards and get letterhead, if you can, and it's not too late, do a Google search. So for example, if your name is Affinity Insurance and there's a Affinity Assurance that is nationwide over 20 states, and they are more likely, even though there isn't an affinity insurance in North Carolina and you can only do business in North Carolina. The thing is that when people Google, they're not going to know which one is the right one. So that isn't a good business name. You have to think about how you come up in Google because that is more likely how you're going to get found. Um, so that's what not to do. What you can do is make sure you use something that isn't that is a little unique, even nationwide, um, and pick a .com so that people who type things in will not find something else or an error message. So, for example, I have a blogger who I work with, and his URL is tomshanahan.report. He tells people his URL is tomshanahanreport.com. I'm like, that's not your URL. And it's created a lot of confusion with his friends, and his friends are older. So they just type in .com because that's what they're used to. So I would rather you pick a longer URL that has .com in it. So he might need to be tomshanahanreport.com. It's got 3 more letters in it, but way less confusion. So that's one other tip. And let's say you're going for Aim High, and that's the name of your brand, and you're a coaching business. Well, Aim High may not be the name of another coaching business, so you're good there. You're not going to get confused by somebody else, but Aim High Inc. is a propelling group somewhere. I don't know. Um, just making things up right here. No one will confuse you with them. They're either looking for business coaching or they're looking to propel down a cliff, but you can't use that URL. What do? What you should do is use an industry word at the end. So you can be Aim High Coaching. Even if you incorporate as Aim High Inc., you can use the URL Aim High Coaching or Aim High North Carolina. That's not really a good name for a business coach, but if you're an insurance agent and you can only do business in North Carolina, if your insurance name is Aim High, you could be Aim High of North Carolina because that makes sense. You only do business in North Carolina. But see where I'm going with this. It's okay to add a few letters to the end, but you need to be consistent in your branding. You can't be Aim High Inc., but then get the URL laurasimpson.com because that's your name and you're the business coach. It's confusing. You're branding as Aim High Inc. you need to use something close to that. And then my last tip is to consider maybe buying 2 URLs. And even though Google says it doesn't matter, if you have the word that people type into Google when they're searching in your URL, you are more likely to get higher in the search results, all other things equal. So I have a client who has top realtor of NC.com. They own that URL. And I can tell from the Google Analytics that that is paying off for them. About 10% of their traffic is finding them because someone types in, I want the top real estate agent in Cary, North Carolina, or in Raleigh, North Carolina. Yes, it's spammy. So you don't want it to be your number one URL. By spamming, I mean that, people will be like, I don't know who you are, and you're using just all these keywords, obviously, to be found. So that is, you don't want it to be the only URL, but you can be LauraSimpsonRealty.com, and then behind the scenes in a, it points to the same address. You can be top real estate agent NC.com. It does work. They say it shouldn't, but it does. So that's my tips. Picking domain names, and let me know if you're thinking of branding and picking a new domain name, and I will be happy to help you out and find something for you. If you want to look for yourself, go to Namecheap.com. That's where I buy my URLs now, and play around with the names, and they'll tell you what's available. Take care. Have a good day.